Hey guys, Art Decline here, Average Picker. So a little bit of an impromptu video, and I know I'm kind of flooding the videos out, and they're going to do that probably for today and tomorrow. And then we'll coast again through the week and see what happens. But I guess the question that some people, especially newer pickers, have been wondering about, is it worth working at the Restore for access to the locks? So I will say I took the job at the Restore for two reasons. One, mostly just because I think they're a great organization. I love what Habitat for Humanity does and the concept of affordable housing and things like that. And the second is I wanted it as hoping it's a foot in the door to move over into like more of the family services, case management stuff. So with that being said, I will also point out the Restore that I work with is the primary one in Atlanta, and it's very busy. All day. There's people in and out. There's donations in and out. And it's going to vary from Restore to Restore. I don't know what your local one is like. But the one I'm at, it's incredibly busy. And I would say I've worked a variety of jobs from factory to corporate to nonprofit. And I would say as far as coming home tired at the end of the day, I'm coming home about as tired as when I worked at a glass factory, which was probably one of the harder jobs that I've done. Where I was flat polishing and beveling glass. Now, the Restore obviously has some advantages over a glass factory because you're not tempering and stuff, and so it's not 120 degrees inside and you're not fully decked out in studded leather to try to protect you from all the glass. So yeah, it's quite a taxing job. Very manual, a lot of manual labor, and then there's also just dealing with the customers and everything. But is it worth it for access to the locks? No, not really. Now you never know what's going to come in, but I will tell you most of what I pull from the scrap pile. So they have a really good recycling program, and I can pull cores and stuff that are going into the metal scrap. Or I pull from the return shelf, as I just did a video of one from. And so pulling from the scrap ranges from kind of free to, I don't know, less than $1. Pulling from the return shelf just kind of varies a little bit, but it usually doesn't cost me any more than $1 or something. But the stuff that comes in that you're going to get, and it can be random, it can be totally different all the time, but it's primarily stuff like this. And so what we have here are, we've got a couple Schlags, right? This is a Gatehouse, which is kind of the lowest of the things. They sell them at Lowe's. You can usually get them for like $7. It's my favorite beginner lock. I think if you're a beginner and getting started, I have many times recommended you pick up a Gatehouse. It's not a hard lock at all, but for just learning to pick on, I think it's a really good one. And then here's one. This is called Design House, and I don't know if you can see that lump. That tells you how much Design House thinks about their design, because the screws that hold this in are actually longer than the entire deadbolt unit. And so that's what you're seeing. You put the screw in too far and it just starts to come through. These are all junk. I mean, let's be honest here. If we had to rank these locks, they're pretty low on the totem pole. Out of the 3.5, 4 weeks or whatever I've been there so far, I don't know what it is. It's maybe a month. I have found a best, and I found a best peak. So those were kind of outliers, but is that worth working a part-time job just to get a hold of a best and a best peak? No. So mostly you're just going to get stuff that's going to be challenge lock material. It's just kind of the bonus of being there. So yeah, I guess, it could be something crazy comes in one day, but again, overall, it's just this stuff. That's mostly what it is. And like upstairs, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of some of these, and a lot of quicks. So nothing crazy so far. Something may eventually come in, but again, you're looking at kind of an overall taking a job just to get access to locks. I mean, I understand when you're starting out, picking, you want as many locks as you can possibly get your hands on. I think that's a good idea. Even if they're basic locks, just pick everything you can get your hands on. But these are all fairly easy things just to get your hands on anyway. And the chances are, if you're just focusing on restoring, you can run down to your restore and find these pretty cheap anyway, especially if they are returned or they don't have a key. You may even be able to ask somebody and see if they'll just pull some stuff for you that's been returned. I don't know. That all those policies, those all kind of vary a little bit. So that's what I kind of get out of it. But it's a fun place to work. It is kind of neat, and like I said, it's just a really good cause. So it's a cool place to just be participating in and be a part of. So there we go. I would say if you are just trying to get locks, no, don't take a part-time job at a restore just for that kind of access. You're probably going to work a lot harder than what this design house is actually worth. All right, guys, have a good one.